All right, let's do the Ramsey thing first. Okay. So, as many of you know, my background is actually not in politics. It's actually podiatry. No, it's actually finance. I have an MBA in financial planning. I was at one point licensed for life insurance, which I have a negative view about now in most financial situations. My sort of background is in financial planning, and a lot of time people call in and they say, David, what do you think of Dave Ramsey? A lot of the stuff he says makes sense, and I have to tell you, I find Dave Ramsey, generally speaking, entertaining. But Dave Ramsey is basically a right-wing ideologue who gives financial advice. Some of the financial advice that Dave Ramsey gives is uncontroversially good. Like, for example, it's if you don't have an emergency fund, it's an emergency and you shouldn't be buying a new car. You should be safe. There's a lot of really uncontroversial stuff that Dave Ramsey tells people, and it's absolutely fine. But on the specifics, Dave Ramsey's views about mortgages, I don't totally agree with. Dave Ramsey's views about some elements of the debt snowball don't really make sense to me. He's got these baby steps. Okay, whatever. It's like, fine. My real problem with Dave Ramsey is that he is a right-wing ideologue. He is a right-wing ideologue. And there are non-ideological places where you can get the same and better advice. There's no reason to go to Dave Ramsey. Here's an example of this. And by the way, let me get to that. Here's an example. Someone called in and said, my husband switched to a lower paying job because of the vaccine mandates, and just the entire call is crazy. And you can tell that he's acting like it's totally sensible to take a 30% pay cut because you don't want to get vaccinated. Let's just jump right in.
Sure.
Hey, Dave. Thanks so much.
Thank you. How can we help?
Yeah, my husband is transitioning to a new job next month. It's in a new field, and I just would like some help trying to figure out how to set up our monthly budget and some of the specifics about.
Now, from what I understand, all the calls are pre-screened, and people are like, you call in and leave a voicemail saying what you want to talk about, and then they like schedule you to call in. So he presumably he knows the reason for the transition is the vaccine mandates, but he'll get to that. He elicits it, but it's like, oh, I'm stumbling across this. No, the calls are scheduled.
401k and we have to start allocating our benefits pretty soon. And I'm not entirely sure like how to set up our new budget because I don't know exactly what the take home pay is going to be. The catch is that he's making a little bit less money with this new job.
Why?
Well, he wanted to, in the simplest of terms, he didn't really have a future at his current company due to the mandate. So he kind of saw the writing on the wall, and so he decided to get out while the getting was good.
He didn't have a future at his company because of the mandates, and he decided to get out while the getting's good. And Dave goes, okay, yeah, as if that's logical. Let's continue.
Okay, all right.
So he had to kind of switch fields. The good news is his new...
the real financial advice is, hey, maybe a 30% pay cut because you don't want to get a vaccine that 1 billion people have gotten and helps protect you from serious illness and death. That's a stupid financial decision. Dave Ramsey's known for tough love. He'll go, don't buy the car, sell the car. Stupid. This is stupid. That's stupid. The good financial advice is you're taking a 30 grand pay cut because you refuse to get vaccinated and now you got to rebudget your whole life and delay the savings. That's the advice that he should be giving as a financial advisor. Don't take a 30% pay cut. Go and get vaccinated. Okay, let's continue.
New job is 100% remote and it's based out of Texas. So we feel like we have a little bit of security there.
The job is based out of Texas. So we're going to get a little bit of security there. What does that even mean? What does that mean? We're gonna have security because of the job. If it's remote anyway, what is she talking about? And the reaction here is like, this is all normal. The reaction should be, you gave up 30 grand because you had to get vaccinated. Do you have kids? Do they go to school? Did they get their vaccines? It's like, what?
Has upside?
The upside is that it's remote. So
right. So she's saying the upside in terms of not having to get vaccinated. He's saying, is there room for growth?
And the upside is he's not going to get fired for vaccines. But is there career ladder upside?
Yeah, so I mean, definitely, he's kind of on the start at the bottom again, but the trajectory, it looks really good. And you know, at his current job, I mean, he wasn't allowed to go into the corporate office, so
Yeah.
You know, it's like you could take a step back and go, I am not going to comment on the vaccine part, but as a financial advisor, choosing to take a $30,000 pay cut and go back to the bottom of the ladder is something I would try to avoid. It's not great for your savings plan to lose 30 grand a year. Like that's the financial advice.
Yeah,
there wasn't. I mean, his future there was kind of over.
Yeah, understand. Okay.
I understand.
We're getting a lot of people joining Ramsey, some really high quality people joining Ramsey for
High quality people are joining Ramsey.
the same reason. They reach the end of their time with their other company based on their policies and so forth. So yeah, it's a lot of people looking for another place to work. And
So he's actually saying this is logical. He's like, yeah, we're hiring a lot of those anti-vaxxers ourselves, really high quality people. Now, Dave Ramsey's company, just so you know who we're getting advice from here, right? Let's take a look at here. Check this out. This is who's giving you the financial advice. Okay. Oh man, half the page is an advertisement. Here we go. Dave Ramsey fired staffer for taking COVID precautions, lawsuit says. Brad Amos says when he requested to work from home to protect his high-risk family members from COVID, he was told, pray and keep moving forward, the lawsuit stated. Okay? This is the guy who's going, yeah, we're getting some high-quality people at Ramsey. There's another one here. Oh, wait a second. Hold on. It's like lawsuit claim. Okay, I'm not even able to find it right now. Former taking COVID-19. Yeah, pray away COVID. Okay, there's other ones. So you have to understand, like, it is extraordinarily cult-like, and this is not the guy you want to get financial advice from. The uncontroversial stuff, there's so many simple personal finance books. Don't read Rich Dad, Poor Dad. That's a whole other scam. Okay, don't do that. You can get the simple stuff you could write on one page. And in fact, a blogger like Mr. Money Mustache can give that stuff to you. He'll end up recommending. Now watch. Let's just continue. Okay, here we go.
all right, now you're out of debt and you have your emergency fund.
Yeah, we moved earlier this year, and we bought a new home, and so we have a pretty sizable nest egg now. But we're completely out of debt except for our mortgage.
Okay, all right, very good. All right, so you'll be putting 15% of your income into 401k, right?
So his company will match 36% of 6% of the 401k. So the problem is, I mean, it's less money, and so when we bought our home, the mortgage was very, very, very comfortable with his old job. And
wow, so it sounds like you're choosing to create a whole bunch of problems for yourself by just not getting vaccinated.
Taking a little bit of a step back.
What did he used to make?
About 130.
What does he make now?
He's going to make 100.
Okay. All right. So you're thinking of backing off the 401k at least for a little bit until you get settled in.
Yeah, potentially.
Okay. I wouldn't do it permanently, but I might do it for 6 months or even a year while you get settled into the new numbers. Okay. The old 401k I would get with a SmartVestor Pro. Just click SmartVestor at Ramsey.
Yep. Hire them to help you with that.
Solutions.com. Find someone in your area that you like and that we endorse that does
someone endorsed by them. Sorry.
Stuff the way we teach, and they're Ramsey trusted people, right? And so sit down with them and do a rollover on the old 401k. Roll it to an IRA. Do not put it. If it wasn't in a Roth, don't move it to a Roth. Don't make it taxable. But a direct transfer rollover has no taxes coming out at all. So you want to go ahead and get that set up. You can do that after the first of the year. That's fine. But I wouldn't leave it over at the old company. Then the second thing is you can start your 401k. You're definitely going to get that 6% going in. You may want to go ahead and go on up to 10, and then let's see how we're doing from there. As far as your budget goes, I mean, you're guessing, and after 1 month, you'll adjust it and you'll know. So just give yourself plenty of wiggle room. But you've got a big nest. You got some money laying around from the sale of that house, right?
Right.
So if you miss it $1,000, you just pull some money.
Yeah. Anyway, so the thing about with Dave Ramsey is you don't need to. It's kind of like a Jordan Peterson thing, as I've said before. Jordan Peterson says some insane things, and he's generally speaking, a right wing Christian guy, right? I mean, at the end of the day, he doesn't always wear his religion on his sleeve, but he's a right wing Christian, and a lot of the stuff he says is just pretty basic, uncontroversial stuff about getting your life in order and whatnot. You can get that same stuff without the ideology and the wackiness in many, many other places, but it might take a little bit of work. The reason this and Jordan Peterson and all that stuff is so popular is it's just spoon fed to people and it's signal boosted, etc. Okay. So anyway, that's the Dave Ramsey thing. Don't get financial advice from Dave Ramsey. It's not necessary. He is a right wing nut at the end of the day. He's a right wing nut. Look at the lawsuits, look at the COVID stuff. It's really, really crazy.